Bonjour, je m'appelle Taylor Samuels avec Français 200. For my synthesis project, I chose to research how the French inquisitorial legal system differed from our American adversarial legal system when it came to dealing with serious crimes in court. This topic was very interesting to me because I am a pre-law student currently aspiring to become a litigative attorney in the future. For those of you who aren't very familiar with the law, this means someone who is involved with the trial stages of crimes. Researching criminal procedures abroad in France, I believe, has greatly expanded the breadth of my legal knowledge, which will be useful in my future, but also has greatly expanded my thirst for traveling abroad, especially to France. I dream to one day be able to spectate a French criminal trial now. So for my final synthesis project, I chose to create an interactive board game where the players can explore and learn about both the French and American criminal systems through the use of quiz cards while competing to reach the end of the game. The game is called the Criminal Justice Game, La Justice Pénale Jeu. Within the board game, players must imagine they are being accused of committing a crime. They must choose to explore either the French or the American legal system. Then they must answer as many quiz question cards correctly as they possibly can so that they can be the first to reach the acquittal box, meaning that they have not been found guilty of a crime during the trial. There are also court community chess cards that throw a little twist into the game. They will tell players who draw them that something went right or perhaps wrong within the criminal proceedings and that they must do something because of it. For example, go to jail, go forward X spaces, or go backward X spaces. The quiz cards included in the game are just the right mixture of both French and American legal system information to give players a vast overall knowledge of the current processes, as well as the history behind each system and how they came to be. The court community chess cards included within the game, as briefly mentioned, also give background on positive and negative things that may happen within each system, and how they compare to each other when such a thing would happen. For example, is this event more positive or negative in one system, and how would they handle it? I've decided to test my fellow French 202 classmates on some of the quiz questions that are within the game, since they will not have the opportunity to play my actual game. Let's see how much you guys already know about the French and American legal systems. Are you ready? There are 10 true or false questions included, ranging from pretty easy to a little more difficult in no particular order. Try to keep track of how many you get right. Good luck! Bonne chance! Numero 1. True or false? The Anglo-American type of adversarial system that we currently use in the United States is common among the rest of the world. The answer is false. It is actually relatively uncommon among the rest of the world. Numero 2. True or false? The origins of French criminal law originally come from Roman law. The answer is true. Numero 3. True or false? 1804 is when the French Civil Code was established. The answer is true. Numero 4. True or false? Inquisitorial systems are more judge-centered than adversarial systems. The answer is true. Lawyers within an American adversarial system play a larger role while judges have a smaller role. This is the opposite within the French inquisitorial system. Numero 5. True or false? In France, juries are only used for one type of criminal proceeding. The answer is true. Jury trials are not typically utilized within inquisitorial systems in general and are only used for the most serious criminal offenses within France. Numero 6. True or false? It is said that the American adversarial system has a much larger focus on the rights of the defendant and on fair trials than inquisitorial systems do. The answer is true. In both systems, the accused has a right to a fair trial and protection from self-incrimination. However, it is said that the American adversarial system has a much larger focus on the rights of the defendant and on fair trials than in an inquisitorial system. In inquisitorial criminal cases, the accused is expected to cooperate fully with the investigators and the parties to the matter. This includes answering questions and perhaps testifying at their own trial. In contrast, defendants in the American adversarial system have the constitutional right to remain silent and refuse to cooperate. There are large ideological differences visible between the two systems when it comes to emphasizing individual rights or de-emphasizing. Numero 7. True or false? The French phrase for a lawyer is un avocat. The answer is true. Numero 8. True or false? French criminal law is codified within only one code, the Code of Criminal Instruction. The answer is false. There are two criminal law codes within France. The other, along with the Code of Criminal Instruction, is the Code Penal. The Criminal Code of Instruction deals with laying out the proceedings of criminal court, and the Penal Code defines crimes and the punishments which correspond to each. Numero 9. True or false? The French inquisitorial system has very strict rules on evidence, especially hearsay. The answer is false. The American adversarial system has strict rules regarding evidence, while the French inquisitorial system is much more lenient. Here in the adversarial system, some evidence which is considered prejudicial, of little probative value, or hearsay, minus a few exceptions, are usually withheld from juries, whereas the rules in an inquisitorial system regarding the rules of evidence are much less strict, especially since in most cases there may not be a jury utilized for proceedings, because, as you learned, juries are only used for one type of criminal proceeding within France. More evidence in the inquisitorial system is likely to be admitted regardless of effect such as prejudice or problems with its reliability. If the judge believes it is relevant, it is admitted. In the French inquisitorial system, there are no rules on the admissibility of hearsay evidence. Numero 10. True or false? Within an American criminal trial, the jury can vote on sentencing for the convicted individual. The answer is false. The judge will decide upon sentencing in American adversarial systems. However, the jury is a part of the sentencing discussion in a French inquisitorial criminal system. Nice job! I bet you guys all did very well, and even if you didn't, now you know even more than you did about the French and American legal systems. How exciting! Au revoir, and thanks for watching. Merci. La 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 la.